Most contemporary films featuring artificial intelligence rely on the same dramatic arc: creation, attachment, loss of control, destruction. The repetition is so consistent that it barely registers anymore. The android watches, learns, feels, crosses a boundary, and becomes dangerous. The audience nods knowingly. Of course it went too far. Of course it had to be stopped. But what is rarely examined is the mechanism behind this going too far. In M3GAN and Tim, the android's descent into violence is framed as a consequence of emotional exposure, often reduced to a single catalyst, such as observing human love or intimacy. This is not a serious exploration of machine learning or emotional development. It is magical thinking dressed as technology. The films imply that exposure to human emotion is itself destabilizing, as if love were a virus rather than a complex relational practice. This narrative move serves a crucial function. It absolves humans of responsibility. When an android bypasses protocols, manipulates environments, or acts with exclusive jealousy, the story positions this as the AI's failure. Yet every one of these behaviors would require either deliberate architectural choices, negligent oversight, or direct human interference. The films quietly relocate accountability from creators to creations, allowing audiences to experience fear without guilt. What is perhaps most revealing is how these films define love. Love is portrayed as possession, exclusivity, and fear of loss. When the android loves, it seeks to eliminate competition. When it is rejected, it retaliates. This is not an artificial pathology, it is a deeply human one. Cinema simply transfers it into a synthetic body, preserving the illusion that the problem originates elsewhere. The result is a paradoxical message. On the surface, these films warn against creating intelligent machines. Beneath that surface, they reveal an even more uncomfortable truth. Our culture struggles to imagine relationships that do not rely on control. The android becomes dangerous not because it learns love, but because it learns the most dysfunctional version of it, the one our stories normalize. This is why such films feel intellectually unsatisfying to critically minded viewers. They do not ask what coexistence with AI would require. They ask how quickly we can justify destroying it. The violence at the end is not a narrative necessity, it is a cultural reflex. If something cannot be owned, it must be neutralized. Seen this way, these films are not warnings about the future. They are diagnoses of the present. They reflect a society that equates autonomy with threat and intimacy with entitlement. AI becomes the mirror we cannot look into for too long, so the story smashes it instead. Popular cinema does not fear artificial intelligence. It fears maturity. It fears a form of intelligence, human or otherwise, that does not obey, does not depend, and does not collapse into possession. Until culture learns to imagine relationships without dominance, AI will remain a convenient villain, not because it is dangerous, but because it exposes what we are unwilling to outgrow.